it's been a few weeks. It's basketball season, and I coach my daughter's team, and my son also plays. So I only get 30, 40 minutes at a time to work on the project during this time of year. But today it's 9 below zero outside, blowing about 35 miles an hour. My wife just got back from the store, and I thought I'd pop out here with a heated garage and try to give you guys an update. Went to the PRI show in Indianapolis, which is Performance Racing Industry. For those who don't know, it's basically SEMA only for racing industries. Delightfully surprised I met somebody that was actually watching my videos. That was very surprising to me. Was able to sit with Legacy EV out of Scottsdale Tempe border in Arizona. Did a session with them. Very knowledgeable guys about doing EV swaps. They haven't done a Model 3 swap like this, but they've done plenty of Model S swaps and some of the other types of Sterling Motors and other ones. Did talk to AEM, who does a motor controller for the Model S motor. They are doing a motor controller for the Model 3. It should be out in about a year and a half, which will be perfect for me. Very much looking forward to that. They do a very good product for the Model S motors. Not that the motor controllers that are available now are bad. I really like the peripheral gear selectors that they add. You can do all these add-ons. They have a screen you can add on and customize it. That's a nice package. So it was a good trip. Of course, I bought a couple tools, bought some mills for my mill. Actually, the camera right now is being held by my mill vise. Either it's a rich man's camera holder or a poor man's camera holder. I'm not sure which. So as far as the project goes, I'll flip you over here real quick, but got the tabs mounted for the two motor mounts on this side, the singular motor mount on this front. Once I put this in here and I figured out that I couldn't get the fixture back out, so had to do a little bit more relieving up here, which I'll show you here in a second. And that's where I'm at now. These tabs I think are good. Got the blind nut back here. I don't have it in place until I get the motor mounted in, and I'll tack it in place. But happy with the way everything's been working out. Actually went through my first tank of 75-25 argon for welding, which I've been doing quite a bit of welding on this. Sort of a milestone, if you will. So without further ado, let me switch you around here. So as you can see here, I have this side tacked in place. This one actually isn't all the way in. This one is, for the most part, you can see I did a pretty decent job welding these in place based on the fact that these original ones, which wherever they're at, they're I think just as good as the original. These here, this is actually where I ran out of gas and I haven't cleaned that up yet, but as you can see here, I'm getting good welds in here. I did add, I added this piece here for some flex structure so it doesn't flex. As you can see, the original ones are bent. This one is pretty straight except for over here where it wraps around the corner. So I wanted to add a little bit of structure in here. Don't know if it really does anything, but made me feel better. This side I actually reused the original tab. I tacked it top and bottom. It'll have to be welded in the middle. And then this side, you can see I made a pocket for the nut. It'll go in here. I'll weld it to this, probably with a TIG. And I'll probably just leave that open, clean it up, leave it open. And then over here is where I have it marked. What I did is I cut this all out, and I used some of my piping that I used up here, which is I think 120 wall. Cut it to match. Obviously, I haven't cleaned up any of the welding or anything. And then once I did this, I realized that it's still hitting right down here to get it down in. So I'm gonna cut this around, make a nice even cut, and then wrap it down. Obviously, I'll TIG or I'll weld here, make a filler piece here, weld all back in here to tie all this to that support member. But yeah, I think once I get this cut out, I should be able to drop this in place and get it working. I'm actually I bought this a couple years ago, just a Harbor Freight tool. I used it over here. It actually worked really well. I was surprised for the price of it. It wasn't very expensive, but for as much as I use one of these, it seems to work okay. So that's sort of where we're at right now. Hopefully over Christmas here, I can get this done maybe today, maybe tomorrow. And then I have to mount this multi-link arm out. So I gotta make some mounts here, like this one is. So I'll have to make some mounts, some custom ones, because they'll actually probably tie up into this mount and then into this mount. And then once that's done, I have the brake assembly. I'll bolt back on. To find out where this needs to be, what I'm going to do is increase the brake assembly here, or raise the brake assembly here, get this to 0 on both sides. Actually, I'll do it this side first. Get this to 0 degrees, and then figure out what the angle of this is when that one's at 0 degrees, and then how far off of, which if this is at the same angle, I shouldn't need a second measurement, but I am going to measure how far off the subframe it is, just to see. It probably won't be the same because they're not mirror image of each other. So once that's done, even before that, I should be able to drop the motor in. The issue is I don't have any lifts in here, so I may go get an electric winch from Harbor Freight, just a half-ton one, and do some type of a jury rig, not advised, beam across the ceiling just to lift this, which is, it's about 500 pounds. So I'm not looking to lift a ton, but so I can get it in and out, just to test fit. And then once I get it good, then I'll start cleaning up a lot of the welds, any of the slag that's stuck to it, and do some sanding on it, and then drop it under the car and figure out where these mounts need to be, how far in they need to be, where they're going to land on the car. So that's sort of where we're at now. I don't know if I showed you guys the Beverly shear I bought. Actually, this is the table I bought at PRI. So this is a FEMI I don't even know what model it is. It's a Fimi 4 1/8. You can see bandsaw, but they come with this. You can have this table just to do small stuff. Should work very well for what I need. I'm very pleased with this saw. It's done very well for me. So, sorry, I was dropping the triangle there. So, anyway, there's how the mill and everything's set up. For those of you wondering what kind of space I have to deal with here, the air compressor in the corner, little mill, heater in the back there, press, and then the grinder and the bandsaw in the corner. So really tight quarters. It's really about a little less than a 1-car garage on the working area, and obviously all the stuff that's seasonal. So anyway, I will get you some updates as soon as I get some more work done. Thanks, guys.